I have a little thing going. Well, hey, happy Thursday. This is TNF. I'm really thrilled to be here with my good friend, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone.
We want to thank everybody for joining us on this Thursday night. We're here every Thursday at 7 o'clock. And Michael has a powerful message for you. So I'm going to get really into the introduction really quick so that we can get right to his message because this one is one that you do not want to miss. Invite your friends to even watch it. It'll be recorded on YouTube. But here we go, okay? Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of the Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true sources, love, joy, and happiness. He helps you achieve your unlimited life. And I'm just going to say this now. A lot of this I've got as a script in case I get a little bit sidetracked. But Dr. Michael Gross, in his beautiful book, saved my soul. He woke up my soul. And I know that in my heart of hearts, I will always, always, always support him, Michael. I will always support you, Michael, because I had no idea what it would feel like to have my soul awoken. I hope I said that grammatically correctly, but it was the most amazing experience. And from that point on, I had been searching all my life for a missing piece. I didn't know what it was. And when I found Michael and he woke up my soul, that was the missing piece. I have stopped searching. And for now, I'm thrilled to be here every Thursday night introducing this incredible man. So back to Michael's intro, okay? He's been working as a spiritual mentor for over 30 years. He is not only a teacher, multidimensional healer, he's a transformational coach who's exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and oh, so much more. He holds many degrees, some of which include a doctorate of alternative healing and psychology. He's a Reiki master and teacher. He's a thought field therapist, certified professional hypnotherapist, and he's even a non-denominational minister. I saw his file one time, and he has a file that's like massively thick of all the weddings he's done through the years. It's amazing. He has such an incredible spirit and such a phenomenal. He's so knowledgeable on so many different aspects, and he's going to channel information for us tonight. So the topic we have is our multidimensional minds. And I could go on and on and on about Michael's accolades, but I'm just going to put all his contact information in the comments so that you can connect with him. And Michael offers, I'm going to say this really quick, Michael, he offers a complimentary consultation to anyone who's new and has never had the opportunity and the blessing to talk to him. So on that note, Michael, I'm going to let you take it away. And here you go, Michael. I am so honored beyond explanation to have you here with us every Thursday night.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you, everyone who joined us. Excuse me, I really appreciate it. I thought there's something we need to understand, and that's how our cognitive and mental thinking process begins. So we kind of think that everything comes from the conscious mind, and like the sun is shining or whatever's going on. Or, I don't feel like going to watch that TV program. I like this one better, and so on. But let's look at your mind in layers, layer, and layer. So on the very top is what I call the subconscious mind. And it's so important. And the reason I talk about the subconscious mind is because, as I've often said, what you think you create, what you create, you experience. Now, everything that you experience is recorded in the subconscious mind. So that's the top layer. So we're always comparing the past with the present. How are you doing that? In the subconscious mind, every experience you've had is stored there. How do you access it? By just thinking about it. How long does it take? All you need is to think about it. Milliseconds, less than a second, less than a millisecond, probably. I don't know how to measure that because I don't have a device here. But just realize we're comparing the past with the present at all times. And the example I often say to people is This is how you're comparing things instantaneously. So I thought I'd share it again. Would you like a hot fudge sundae with your favorite ice cream, fudge, and maybe whipped creams, nuts, and cherry, and maybe walnuts or not? Yep, yep, yep. Instantaneously. The last time you had that, you liked it, and you say yes. What if I said, would you like a hot fudge sundae? Your favorite kind of ice cream, lots of hot fudge, and lots of whipped cream, cherries, and maybe nuts, optional, with jalapeno peppers and sauerkraut. You go, oh, no, I wouldn't want that. And it's instantaneous. Why? Because you're comparing the last time that you may have had sauerkraut and or jalapeno peppers, or smell them or touch them, and you realize they're hot and they burn. So, no, there'd probably be a few brave souls that would want to be, well, I'd like to test that. But basically, you knew you would not like it or want to do it. Now, where did that information come? From the subconscious mind. Everything you think about, whether it's writing, smelling a flower, driving a car, eating out dinner, making dinner at home, mowing the lawn, being with your love of your life, playing sports, playing anything, comes from the memory of the subconscious mind. So we're always doing that. That's where all the information is stored. So let's call that your hard disk, right? That's where everything is going. And the hard disk is storage is all the software of all of your experiences. Well, right under that, you have the unconscious mind. Well, really, what is that? That's the part from your soul, which is connected to your oversoul, to the true source. So you're always communicating. Your soul is with the oversoul and the true source at all times. But that's an unconscious level. It's another level. It's a higher frequency and energy and vibration. Then we have what I call the ego. The ego is on a lower level, and it's a self-protective device and live only for gratification. And if it can't have gratification, look out. It's going to push all your buttons and make you feel guilty or inadequate or not worthy, as I talk about lack of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And at the bottom of that list is the conscious mind. So everything, the conscious mind, is something new. And then from there, the ego takes a reading on it, it goes into the subconscious mind, and the unconscious mind kind of looks at it and waits for you to access the unconscious mind. Why would you like to access the unconscious mind? That's the part that's connected with your soul and the true source. That's the part of you that does not have to justify anything. Why not? Because it has one thought. I love you, I love you, I love you. So what does that really mean? Let's expand upon it. Well, if you love something, you want to protect it, look after it, nurture it, make sure it's safe and secure and no harm comes to it. So even though it's love, it's a plethora of information, of which is beautiful. When you go to meditate, you go through all these different layers. And as you're going through all the different layers, sometimes you're stuck at one. Maybe you're stuck in the present. Maybe you're stuck on a fear, which is from the subconscious mind from a past experience. Everything is what we say is the now. So there is no past, there is no present, there is no future. It's only the now. Can you say the now is the present? I suppose you can. But as I'm talking, the now or the present is going into the past by milliseconds. Of course, it's going like this as I'm talking and going into subconscious mind. Yet everything we do, we go into the subconscious mind because we're always comparing or relating back to an experience. When you meditate, and my suggestion is you inhale dream and exhale heaven. They're all different types of techniques. But when you do that and do it a minimum of 108 times, I'm going to digress a little bit. So why 108? Well, I'm glad you asked that. So numerology, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 8 is 9. What does 9 mean? Completion and getting ready for new beginnings, because something ends, it's going to be something new. So when you're inhaling dream and exhaling heaven, what begins to happen is that your soul says, oh, you're beginning to access the unconscious mind, which is connected to the true source and your guides and angels, and so on and so forth. So as you're doing that, your vibrations and frequencies and energies change. Well, what's the benefit? First of all, you're getting soul guidance, to inner source guidance. Become more intuitive, more aware. But more importantly, is your soul will go, okay, we need to work on these, let's say, blocks in your life, Michael. So it automatically begins to work on it. I've had clients, when they do it, begin to cry. And it's like cries of joy, cries of pain, cries of anger and frustration. But really, what difference does it make? Because there are some people that are analytical and logical and has to know every finite thing. And so the important thing is that you need to understand is when you're crying, you're either releasing something or you're feeling the emotion of pain. But that's in the inhaling dream and exhaling heaven, where it's working with your soul. You don't need this anymore. So imagine a blackboard with words written on it. Take the eraser and go like this, and it's being erased from you because it no longer serves you, no longer has control and manipulation over you. It's just something you learned, and that's it. You go back and think about, the time you fell and skinned your knees, or you were playing in the grass and it was wet and you slipped. You don't even remember it. Maybe if you injured yourself, but as many times as you've done it, you don't remember it. You remember how arduous it was to learn how to ride a bike, and maybe you fell. Oh, you don't remember the details, but a little bit of it. So all these things, in the old days in computers, we used to say garbage in, garbage out. So what you did, no, that was the term. Now they don't use the term. Now the term is uninstall. So you go to your computer, it's on the hard disk or whatever disk is used. You push the uninstall, boom, it's gone. So that's what the soul helps you to do. Uninstall, remove all these blocks. But why doesn't it happen? Well, after it's gone, you sit there. Is it really gone? Did it really work? Is this my imagination? Oh, can it be this easy? And on and on and on. And that's the ego trying to trap you into bringing it back. Because what you think you create, what you create, you experience. Therefore, all you need to do is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cancel. I have healed and released this. So be it. And just don't think about it anymore. But here's how you know if you've done it. Because as you feel an emotion like tears, anger, frustration, unhappiness, and then you feel relief, and then you feel a little lighter and you feel better, then it's done. You don't have to double check it. But here's the one item you need to understand. After you heal something, you'll have a test. And you have a minor test, and you go, yeah, been there, done that one. I'm not interested in it. And that's it. For example, let's supposing you had a relationship with a person that was a narcissist, and you finally woke, so you were gaslighted, all the things that people do today, and you finally got the courage to break the umbilical cord and said, I'm done. And lo and behold, you meet another person, same personality. You're attracted to them. You look at them, oh, this reminds me of Jane or George. Yep, I've been there and done that one, and you walk away. And you'll never have a relationship with a narcissist. You may talk to them. You may, have a little socialization with different narcissists and friends. You may even go out on one date. Yeah, you've been there. I know it wasn't a narcissist, but I went out on one date and said, oh my gosh, this is a replica of my previous relationship. Been there and done that one. Mm-mm. So it's polite. You're a beautiful woman, and I enjoyed the company, but just don't think that we're really in harmony. That's not to say you're inadequate. It's just to say that I'm not in energy or my vibrations and frequencies are not in let's say, in combination and harmony and balance with you, or whatever words you want to use, but always compliment the person. So that's how you can tell. Or you go, oh boy, I can feel it, smell it, touch it, don't want that one, and just walk away. To you, you wanted to say something.
Thank you. I do. So if you, for a lot, for me, and I can only speak for myself, um, I had a really, really, bad marriage. It was good, but it was abusive and stuff. So why was it that when I finally realized it and got out of it, why was it that I went back into another similar relationship and it took me still like 6 years to figure that one out? And I kept justifying it and saying, he's not hitting me. He's different. He's okay. When clearly he wasn't okay. He was more emotional and financial than anything, abusive in that way. So how do you, when you realize that you've got a pattern going on with your thinking, how do you recognize that and not waste the next 6 years? Like for me.
Well, that's okay. Obviously, you were comfortable with that type of relationship, even though it was painful. You know, at least you knew what it was going to be like, and you were comfortable, and there was a feeling of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem, or a lack of it, that you had in your life. So you attracted this person to learn about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And then you tried to find your ego. Remember, you went to your ego, and it says, well, this person's okay. They don't hit you, but they maybe mentally abuse you or whatever they do, but that's okay. So you flunked the test. Then what happened is finally you had aha, and you had that aha, and you go, yes, I got it, I understand it, and you ended it. Now you may go out on a date, you may have a couple of dates or hang out with a person similar, but been there and done that one. I'm through, and you'll recognize it now. Sometimes it takes a little while to do that, and actually, um, I will say after the test, I passed the test, or I thought I passed the test, and then I was in another type of relationship, which not the same but close, and I realized, nope, done that, been that, beautiful soul, I'm done, I'm finished. What made it difficult is we had 28 past lives together. Like it was tough, but it was the best thing because I haven't been in touch with them for a while, but I hope they find love and joy and happiness, and I really do. And so I hope for me that will occur when the time is right. And that's all we can do when the time is right. So just talking about relationships, what you want to ask something?
Yeah, just really quick. Thank you. So if you get, you go through it once, you get out of it, and then you get tested. Did I actually fail the test, or was it just another layer that I had to learn?
You failed.
That stinks.
No, knowledge is power.
True.
So look how powerful you are. You got it right this time. Yay! So you get a golden star. More than that, you don't have to come back and learn it all over again. There goes about 100 golden stars, which you don't have to come back and understand it now. And that's really what's so important. You understand it. And again, listen to the subconscious mind. Everyone, no matter what you do, what you eat, what you say, what you feel, you are looking back into your subconscious mind. So it's like being stored information into the present. So when you look at your computer, and let's say your your subconscious mind is the hard disk or memory card, whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. It's always there. It's always in the present, even though you're not thinking about it. I'm here. You don't hear me, but I'm here. And then all of a sudden, bang, something happens. You jump up. Oh my gosh, this feels so familiar. So you took this stored information, and as long as it's always accessible, it's always in the present. Stored somewhere, but it's there. Just like on your computer, you might go to Microsoft and you might go to AI or whatever you're going to go to. It's right there, lurking in the present, ready to be activated. And that's what the subconscious mind is doing. Also, When you go into the unconscious mind and you meditate, they talked about people that do past life regressions. Well, all that information is still lurking in the present. You just got to open the door, and there it is. It's waiting there. I'm waiting for her to get a hold of me. I want to share this information. Knock, knock, knock. She can't hear me, but I have it right there. So the minute you access it, it's in the moment, it's in the present. Then it steps back, but it's always there, always in the present. Every experience, everything you've ever experienced in all your past lifetimes, whether it goes back a trillion years, yes, you incarnated trillions of years ago, or up to the very present, it's all accessible at the moment. And you are experiencing multiple things at the same time. Just look how powerful you are. Look how you can recall things. They say some people have Alzheimer's or dementia. Yep, and then what is that? Well, they are creating that unintentionally, but subconsciously because there are things they don't want to face anymore. Just don't want to do anymore. They've had it. So when you talk to someone that's Alzheimer's or dementia, they have no problems remembering the past, but the present, it's like it's hardly accessible. So it's something they're blocking out of their lives, bless their soul. But that experience is always there forever. So getting back to the multiple layers. So when we talk about the ego, it's called edging God out. Okay. Well, it's my life. So why am I edging God out? The answer is your DNA, figure of speech, your essence, that is not a figure of speech, comes from the true source. You are part of the true source at all times, just like you're part of your parents, grandparents, on and on and on and on, and all your ancestors in your body. But when your soul leaves your body, you have cognitive understanding from all the ancestors of that body. But it's just set aside if you ever need to remember. But it's not your personal experience. It's like reading a book and looking at the history of something. That's different from your Akashic records, which is everything you have ever done in your lifetime, previous lifetimes, and what you have signed up, wrote the script through in this life. What we need to understand within your cellular structure, every cell, pretty minute, right? It contains the whole energy of the universe. You go, wait a minute, Michael, this energy is, universe is huge. That's right, it is huge. But just like everything else, you can condense everything into an energy field. So, how many megabytes, terabytes, gigabytes can the brain hold? More than we use our brain now. I don't know the number. I don't think anybody knows the number. What's so beautiful about our experiences in our brains and our memories, it expands with all this information. And it never, it's like a balloon gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, but it never blows up because every experience you have ever had is always with you at all times. So one of my students was saying, well, how do you explain the true source? Well, it's not a man or a woman. The energy is androgynous, male and female energy. So I said to the student, this is what you do. Look at the Pacific Ocean, because here we are. Let's call the Pacific Ocean the true source. And so a cloud comes by and it's very hot. And so the water begins to evaporate. So little droplets of water from the heat, that's your soul. So it goes into the cloud. Cloud is called your oversoul. Remember, this is just an example. Then the cloud goes along, and the temperature changes, becomes loaded with so many droplets of water, and it rains. Then when it rains, say that little drop of water we'll call your soul, goes into the earth. As it goes into the earth, the memory, the energy and frequency of that drop of water is still part of the Pacific Ocean, even though it could be 10,000 miles away. It's still part of it, never has changed. What is done is change the energy of it so it can be in harmony and balance with the earth. So it goes into the earth and it nurtures the dirt and also the plants live off that energy. So let's say your plant, call yourself a rosebush, that's your human body, and it's being nurtured by your soul from the oversoul, which is the cloud, which got the energy from the Pacific Ocean, which is the true source. Have I thoroughly confused all of you? If I've done that, I've really accomplished my goal. But seriously, think about what I said so you can understand how it works. Again, this is just an oversimplification of an analogy. But within you is the true source, or God, the true source, if you wish, the energy, frequency, and vibration. It is within you, always has been within you. And as Jesus just said, the kingdom of heaven is within. And he said, I and my Father are one. Oh, so is Jesus the Son of God? You could say that. We're all sons and daughters of God. In other words, he's trying to say we're part of God. But some of it became I'm not knocking the way religiosity is interpreted at that. But, we interpret things in different ways until we begin to really meditate in our unconscious mind and get the understanding. And remember, I was a party and I hadn't seen this girl for a long time, and she really always thinks men hit on her. So I said, hey, it was good to see you. You look great. What do you mean by that? And she jumped all over me. And my friend came over. He said, wait a minute, Michael's not hitting on you, just giving you a compliment. Can't you take a compliment? She had to think about it because she reacted and didn't act and realized just a compliment, period. There was no hidden agendas. But you see how we operate in our mind? We don't bother to use critical thinking. We don't meditate. Say, what is the understanding so I can understand this? It's just words of energy and frequency that you needed to hear that woman that night to make her feel more confident instead of being at war or aggressive. Now, are there people that are, cons and so on? Yeah, they are. Then you do things that I do, and I mentioned this before. When I was in high school, and there was the hot cheerleader, you know the story. And so I sauntered up. I'm going to ask her out for on a date to go to the movies because that's what we did. And then we went to the local joint where we had, cherry cola and a hamburger and French fries. That's what we did. I said, hi, I'm Michael. You're pregnant. Whack! She slapped me. And I said, where the heck did that come from? Guess what? She was pregnant. I didn't realize I was intuitive, but open mouth, insert foot. Hey, I did that. So here's the important thing is that I know it's to deliver a message for her, whatever that was. And I was really protected because had I dated her for a while and she got pregnant and maybe I didn't have any intimacy in that way, I would be accused of being the father. So I was really protected by saying that. And I didn't realize it at that time, but now I realize, yes, I'm really protected. So these are the things that go on. And using critical thinking, even if you couldn't figure out why, I said that, there must have been a reason, and I'll discover the reason down the road. How are we doing with time? I got to check our time.
Michael, we're out of time.
Oh my gosh, I got so much more to share with you, but I'm going to begin to conclude. So thank you for letting me share some of these wonderful things. And I just want to sum it up. If you understand the subconscious mind comparing the past with the present, and then the unconscious mind, which you access through meditation, connect with the true source and your soul. Remember that. Then you have your conscious mind, which is just new thoughts coming in. And then your ego, which is trying to control and manipulate you. Think about all of those things and meditate on it. With that being said, as we're beginning to conclude, thank you all for joining us. And I'd like to share some things. And one of the things I'd love to share with you is that on every Tuesday evening, 6:30 Pacific Daylight Time, because we're going to go into daylight time shortly, we have what I call Soul Awakening. And you can ask any question you so desire about spirituality. Hopefully I can answer them. And I'll be truthful about it. But it asks much, much more new knowledge. Remember, knowledge is power. Even if you don't like what you're hearing, critical thinking will say, there's something I need to learn from this. So join us 6:30 to 7:30 every Tuesday evening on freeconferencecall.com. Is when I say, you can walk out of the shower, be in your bathrobe, your pajamas, I'll never know. But listen, and even if you don't have a question, we all learn from one another. And that's so important. T, will you give them information how they can access that?
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446 pound. One more time, please.
Yep. 202-926-1059. Access code, Michael?
125-446 pound. Now, taking that number, those numbers, and T will repeat them again, the second Saturday of every month, 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. It's what I call the mass consciousness healing. So when you come on at 9:55, we chat a little bit, where you're from. We say some little complimentary things. Maybe we'll share a little joke. And then sometime around 10:04, 10:05, then we go into a deep meditation. You actually go into the unconscious mind to be a conduit for the true source's unconditional love. There's a way to bring it through. You will feel it. It goes through your body, out through the heart, like a lotus flower, and touches the whole planet in this beautiful vibration of energy, a pink light, unconditional love. And what does it do? It sends love, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. Remember, we're part of the animal kingdom. It touches everybody, but it does incredible, beautiful, wonderful things for you. Helps heal your body, raise your vibrations, and also you're spreading love. So you're doing the work of, by, and from with the true source. Because remember, you're created out of love, by love, from love, and with love. So again, I encourage you on the second Saturday of every month. To you, would you repeat that number?
I'd be happy to. It's 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446 pound. So I encourage all of you to do it. What's the charge for Tuesday and Saturday? 0. No charge whatsoever. Now, one more thing. Actually, a couple more. Every Tuesday evening, after a week, like 6:30 to 7:30, it's called Words of Wisdom, or words to live your life by, whatever you want to call it. What happens is every one of those messages, and they're about 355, 357, they're recorded. And many, as you know, I forgot to label them, and the true source said, well, you want to read through 358 labels? I don't have the patience. So let your soul decide. Well, I don't want to know what number. Well, what number feels right? Well, I think 214. Then you play 214, just what I needed to hear. Or maybe you're depressed, or you're down, or feeling angry, or upset, or stuck in traffic, or feeling unworthy, or whatever. Play one of them. Just let your soul choose that. Because I'll often get the phone call. Just what I needed to hear. Thank you, Michael. So, to you, give them that information.
Okay, so they're usually about 10 minutes, and those recordings are at 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
Same one, 125-446 pound.
One more time. That one's 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446 pound. When you call in at that number, they'll say, what number would you like to listen to? You press it on your phone. I started at number 3, and it's going up to 357 or 58, whatever it is. Why did I pick number 3? Because 3 is numerology, also has to do with communications. So there's a madness to my method, or a method to my madness. That's why I chose that. Then one more item I'd like to cover with you, actually 2 more. One is, go to Dr. Michael B. Gross YouTube. you can see all the podcasts that Tiu and I have done over the years, several years. But also, there are vignettes where there's a beautiful photograph, and there's one of my words of motivation, empowerment, and then you hear me talking. And I would share that with you because the photographs are from an award-winning photographer. I think it's TN Tiu Knapp, I think it is. Anyway, she's an award-winning photographer, and there's a little quote, and you hear me talking. So if you like to do that, I appreciate it. And when you do go to YouTube, push subscribe. The reason I do that is they have an algorithm. The more people listen to my message, the more people will follow me. And that's part of my mission and goal. My mission and goal for each one of you to know you are the solution. You can make a difference and can make a difference because that's why you're here. And for you to realize that you are to do your spiritual mission and goal. And my job is to open up your mind and body and soul to help you change this planet into love, but also to do your spiritual mission and goal. So please help me in that endeavor. And one more thing. Oh, Michael, not another thing. Yeah, I know. It's called the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, TIICE,
No,
TICE,
TIISE,
TIISE.
Michael.
Hmm? SE.
TIISE.
Yes, I corrected myself. Thank you.
Okay.
So TIISE, the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. And I caught myself because I'm floating. Anyway, TIISE means that we are going to help abuse women, children, and men. And in helping children, women, and men, we're going to teach them to become entrepreneurs. We have some seed money. Why are we doing that? Well, because that's the shortest way, I feel, for true inner source guidance, for beautiful souls that are lost to be able to become financially independent, have time to take care of their children, and set up an epitaph for children to learn about self-worth, self-love, and esteem, and they can create the life of joy and happiness. That's what we're all about. So we're a 501c3, means we're a nonprofit. We'll always be happy to accept any donation. You'll get a personal letter from me. We are registered with the state and with Uncle Sam, so you don't have to worry about it. And you'll get our registration number. So again, I would encourage you to think about that and how we can be able to help you. So remember that we are here for you. We want to make a difference. We want to change this planet. And there's so much chaos, so much hate, so much misunderstanding, so much confusion that it's up to you, each one of us, to make a difference. And I cannot emphasize that enough. So think about that. And now, this is being brought to you by Healing the Holes in Your Soul. A little commercial about that. It's a commercial because this is a must-read book. It's about a book of rising from the ashes like the beautiful mythological bird, the phoenix. It's about creating a life of love and joy. It's about coming out of the gutter and finding that you are unlimited and you are worthy and that you are the SOUL and SOLE creator of your life. This is a must read. It's a beautiful story. Tiu Knapp wrote it, and there's some guy that wrote a forward. Yeah, he says some cool things.
I highly recommend that everybody start with this book, The Spiritual Primer, by this amazing gentleman sitting next to me, Dr. Michael Gross, who, yes, he wrote the foreword in the book that he's holding. But had it not been for this incredible gentleman and this book, which is packed full of golden nuggets, this is the second edition that has even more nuggets than the first one. The book that he's holding would not even be in existence, and I would still be probably stuck in a corner in the wallpaper, hiding and being very, very shy. And today I'm so happy that he lured me out. It's the funniest story, and I'll just say it really quick. He lured me out away from the corner where I was hiding, like trying to hide into the wallpaper at an event that we were at. And he put food on the plate, put it on the counter, and it goes, "If you're hungry, it's here." And he didn't coddle me. He's like, "Come on out and join the party." And that was how shy and insecure I was. And today I race him to the dinner table. You know? So totally different to you that you see today, thanks to this amazing man. So start with his book, take him up on his complimentary consultation, and join us again every Thursday night at 7 p.m. And definitely go to Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube to find out more about all the things that we've done. It's almost 3 years, Michael, that we've been doing this. So thank you for offering so much time. You donate your time for this, and you are so beautifully generous with your time, and we are so grateful that you do that for us.
Thank you. So I want to share two things with you before we sign off in less than 40 seconds. And think about this. The past is but a moment. The present, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. The past is but an experience. The present is but a moment. And the future is but a thought. So remember the experiences in the past. The present is but a moment. And the future is created by your thoughts. Remember that. Because you are unlimited. Take care, everyone. We love you. Namaste.
Namaste.
See you next week. Take care.
We love you.
Love you.